We're getting closer and closer to the release of the Meta Quest 3, and you can notice it by the fact every single day we're getting new leaks and new informations about this headset, its price, configuration, accessories, and even some specs that we didn't know before. Hey, Ty here, so welcome to the Untitled channel. We don't really know if it's Meta actually leaking things directly to actually keep creating the hype that for sure is consuming me, but we know for sure that Meta Connect is approaching, and with that we're gonna have an official announcement of the Meta Quest 3 release date and the actual price with the different configurations. With all of this new info though, we have some good news and some bad news, and also apparently some new SKUs and headsets arriving in 2024 and beyond. So well, let's get into it. So thanks to a post from Federico on Reddit, we actually saw for the first time the accessories for the Meta Quest 3 at release. The official accessories from Meta. These were spotted on the online store unboundxr.eu, and that's where we can see the actual prices, in euros of course, of these accessories. By the way, the accessory prices look actually higher than what we had with the Meta Quest 2, but just consider that here we're also talking in euro. So in the European market you always have the taxes included, something that we don't have in the US market. So just think about after taxes in the US. Anyway, the accessories for the Meta Quest 3 spotted were actually the Meta Quest 3 silicone face interface black, that is gonna go for $49.99. That is actually pretty pricey for a silicone face cover, but hey, after what we saw for the Meta Quest Pro, you know, you can expect anything. This is not gonna be just the cover for the regular facial interface, but it's gonna be the entire piece to actually substitute, and this might be a great accessory if you're planning on sweating a lot in your Quest 3 with games or fitness apps. The second accessory was actually the Quest 3 carrying case for $79.99. This is very similar to the one for the Meta Quest 2 and the Meta Quest Pro, the official one. It's gonna be gray, and it's gonna hold the Meta Quest 3 and of course the controllers to bring it around. Following up, we have something that we spotted already from Jason Rubin, and this is the Elite strap with battery that is gonna go for a whopping $149.99 euros. This is gonna be pretty much the same that we saw on the Meta Quest 2, but with the new interface for the Meta Quest 3, and yeah, it seems pretty pricey, but usually the battery on the back helps a lot also for the weight balance and to make everything much more comfortable than the regular one. It seems, by the way, we're gonna get another one without the battery. We don't have the pricing information just yet, but yeah, it's gonna arrive. Hopefully it's gonna be much cheaper. Oh, by the way, if you were planning to actually port your Meta Quest 2 straps to the Meta Quest 3, that might not be possible for two main reasons. First of all, we had another leak with a picture of the two interfaces to actually connect the straps, and as you can see, they are much different. The Meta Quest 3 one is gonna be longer, and it actually is gonna have holes on the sides, one for the headphone jack on the right and one for the USB Type-C on the left. The reality is that this is kind of disappointing because many of us actually invested already in straps, and now we're gonna have to just, oh no, buy new ones for no reason whatsoever. For sure, we're gonna be able to 3D print some adapters and actually use them, but for sure we're also gonna have to actually drill holes on it if you wanna recharge while using it or use those USB and jack ports. If you have the Bobo strap, that might work, by the way, because it actually attaches in a different way, so fingers crossed in that case. Anyway, the last one was actually the Meta Quest 3 charging dock for $149.99 euros. We knew already that this was going to arrive because we had the three dots on the bottom of the Quest 3, well visible during the trailer. But yeah, with this accessory, like with the Quest Pro, you're gonna be able to just drop the Quest 3 on the dock and have it charged all the time without having to plug any cable. Also, it seems you're gonna be able to put there the controllers, but we don't know if you're gonna be able to charge them as well, because again, we're gonna have AA batteries in there. Anyway, again, all these accessories seem very pricey. To be honest, these are original accessories, so kind of makes sense they're trying to make money out of it and not really out of a headset, but yeah, the headset is already more expensive than what the Quest 2 was some years ago, so it's kind of a weird situation. But with the accessory, we also had the first information about the different SKUs of the Meta Quest 3, where we're gonna have 128GB for the base version. It's gonna be $499, like we saw in the announcement. And apparently there's gonna be a bigger version with 512GB of storage that will cost €699. So if you take the taxes out of the equation, it seems like we're gonna have the $599 mark in dollars for the 512GB and $499 for the 128. Now the Quest 2 launched with 64GB and that was very little, to be honest. I'm really struggling, keep in mind, with some games on it because of that. But yeah, it seems that they're going from the 256, that was the bigger version of the Quest 2, to 512. And I think that is a good thing for the same price at the end of the day. And talking about different headsets, it seems like we're gonna have more headsets arriving in 2024 with a new version of the Meta Quest 3 for under $200. This one comes from a South Korean publication with some insider information, talking about the plans from Meta to actually launch a headset much cheaper than the Quest 3. I mean, it's nothing new, we already had the Oculus Go back then, and right now we have the technology to actually have a similar headset but with 6 DOF, so 6 degrees of freedom, and at the same time without the need of any controllers. While the $200 mark seems kind of weird, to be honest, at the same time I actually believe that they're gonna launch something in the future without the controllers to save cost, and that's why they're working so much on the touch interface right now with all the new updates. I mean, were you willing to have a headset just to watch medias and stuff much cheaper than what's the competition or the Vision Pro that at the end of the day was marketed for that, but at $3,500? I don't know, let's take this with a grain of salt, but another leak is actually about a new headset to compete directly with the Vision Pro that is gonna be around $2,000. It's gonna launch in 2024, so already a newer generation. The reality is that the Quest Pro didn't have much success, and so they scrapped anything that was resembling like a successor to it. But after the big buzz for the Vision Pro, it seems like Meta is trying to go back to the high-end market because the competition there is gonna be tough. And from the report, it seems like they're working directly with LG to actually achieve the best quality possible using their panels for some micro OLED wizardry. To be honest, this is much more plausible than the $200 one, because at the end of the day, Meta spent so much money developing these headsets, and for sure they don't want to just see Apple arriving and steal all their market. I mean, that would not be fair either at the end of the day. But yeah, let's go back to the regular Quest 3 that is gonna launch soon, because we finally have a spec sheet of it. Now, it's not very clear if this is gonna be, of course, the correct one, but it seems there is some info on the resolution of this headset. So it seems that the display is gonna be an LCD with a resolution of 2064 by 2208 pixels per eye, with a refresh rate up to 120 Hz. So yeah, it's gonna be an LCD, but it's gonna be fast and also very high resolution. This is gonna be more than 4K each eye. The only thing that is a bit weird that it seems like the Quest 3 is gonna have a single screen instead, like we had with the Quest 2. Instead here we're talking about a square display. So with the IPD adjustment we can actually move the screens as well, and that would be great also for people with very high IPD, because you're not gonna have the limit there. So if this is gonna be true, it's gonna make me very happy. Of course, I would be much happier with an OLED display or micro OLED display, but those are very expensive, and yeah, they're trying to have a cheap headset over here. But anyway, guys, this was all the info that we got from today. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see much more in the near future because the launch is getting very close. I mean, I just saw a new one over here about the face covers, so you know, they're coming. But let me know what you think about these prices. Would you go for the 512? Would you go for 128? Is that enough for you? And also, are you kind of mad for the accessories that you already bought? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, guys, if you liked the video, like. If you didn't like, dislike. Subscribe to the channel for more VR tech. If you love the channel, join button there. Later on further, also Patreon. To the Patreon, so join the channel, of course. See you guys next video. Thanks for watching.